Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to those who are on Zoom. I think we've got one person. Hopefully we'll have more people join. But it is being recorded. So if you know of somebody that didn't get to watch, come just tell them, yeah, it's recorded. They can watch it later. So my name is Christy Pugh. I am over communications for the center. We've got President Nilsson here, our director. We've got Carol Jensen here as well, who is over patron services. Gail Martinez, who is over consulting training. And then we have Dave and Bob, the tech guys, and Bob is also over curriculum, right? Okay, so that's our crew. And we are excusing Janet tonight because she is sick. So I will be teaching her part of the training. So hopefully I can fill in well for her. Yeah, so if we could just start with an opening prayer, then we can get going. We're gonna, like I said, record it. So we're thinking we would keep the questions until the end just for the recording purposes. So just write them down if you need to. So Dave's gonna give our opening prayer.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this day which thou hast blessed us with, and with the opportunity to gather together as consultants and as family history leaders in thy church. And we're grateful for this opportunity to be together, to learn and to grow together, and to be able to advance the work of family history. And we ask you to please bless us this night as we discuss these things which will be presented, that thy Spirit might be here, and that we'll be able to touch on those things that thou would have us discuss. And we love you very much. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Just want to say thanks to these guys, Bob and Dave, who have done so much for our tech. I mean, it's just a constant changing thing, and we have to kind of learn the new things, and it will keep changing. So what we teach you today will change. So, but Dave will keep us up to date. So first of all, one change we have is the sign-in. So the iPad in the front, we're going to get rid of that. So we will no longer have that. So when patrons come in, if you could encourage them to just go on the computers and sign in that way. Just going to pull this up so we can follow along. So
before I get there,
just sign.
let's go back here. Sorry, I'm gonna go back here. We're gonna go to here and share screen, share there. Now
Everything's fully shared.
yeah, now everything's fully shared.
Okay.
And then there.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so everyone's familiar with the sign-in page. So yes, we will be doing them just only on the computer. So no more iPad. Yeah, so this training is going to go over a lot of the computer, what's on the computers, what's on the website, and then just like a little bit of policy and procedures. We're gonna, like I said, there will be updates. If you notice a message that pops up on your computer that says update, just leave it alone. The text will deal with it. And then if you can encourage people that come in, patrons, to leave that alone. If you have any issues with computers, or if you have any suggestions, questions, there's a way we are going to have you reach out to the tech people. So we're going to be going to the Granite Family Search Center website, and we're going to go to About and Contact Us. So this form here, you just put your name, your email address, your comment, your message, your question, whatever you want to send to Dave. Thank you. Compliments, whatever. You'll just put it all here and hit submit. So we used to have email addresses or other ways of contacting. Everything's just going to be on this one page. Contact us, whatever questions you have, anything. We're also going to basically every computer we want to look the same. So if you've noticed these new bookmarks, everything looks a little neater. I don't know if anyone's noticed that. We've kind of cut out things we didn't need, a lot of websites that were out of date. We've got just the basics here. We've got the sign-in page. We've got Granite Family Search Center, Family Search, Family History Guide. All of these are, I'm going to go over them actually later in my presentation. But on the end, we have additional websites. So you might be tempted to add to this folder because you might think this is a cool website I'm on. I want to be able to go back to it. And maybe you just use the same computer every time you come. But what we want you to do is use this form to suggest that. So these two, someone had already suggested to us, the BMD and the GRO. They're great websites for England, United Kingdom. So if you have a great website you would like to add into this folder, just go ahead and use the form, and Dave or Bob will add that on.
If our theme's not on them.
Oh, you really do?
Yeah.
Does your computer not? You don't have this folder? Okay. Well, this is an example of if your computer doesn't have something that it should, you can fill out this form. And if you notice on the back of your monitor, there's a number and a letter. So like this is A4, Beth Ann's is B4. So we've got an individual number letter combination. So add that in your comments, and then Dave will know exactly which computer to work on. Can you guys hear me okay? You guys are okay, good. All right. So let's go to the website. We're going to start off with the website, and then I'm going to go over all the icons. So here's our website. I'm sure all of you are familiar with it. It starts with the blog. Pretty much the front page is all blog articles. If you would like to subscribe to the blog, if you haven't already, this is where you can put your name and your email address and you can subscribe. You'll just get an email every Sunday, I think, and it'll tell you what the latest blog article is. If you want to actually submit a blog article, which I would be so happy because I'm in charge of the blog, you can either contact me, you can contact anybody on the board, or you can go to this submit an article section. So you just click here and you would just put your name, the title of the blog, any post tags. I don't know. Oh, okay. Anti-spam question. Say 1+1, you would just put 2. And then post content. This is where you could put the whole blog article, or you can add a file this way. But if you don't want to do it this way, you can just email it to me or to Janet or to any of President Nielsen, anyone that you know, it'll get to me. So would love it if the articles are combination of stories, experiences, maybe just some cool things you've learned, new features, really anything. Doesn't have to be long. A few paragraphs is just fine. But yeah, we've had a lot of submissions. This one here is Marianne Bates, and it's really nice to be able to hear from all of you and hear everyone's experiences and to share them. Okay, so in this about part, we're just going to go over all the tabs here on the website. So about, we just have about the center. We've got a little slideshow here that shows pictures of each room. And if you're ever giving a lesson at church or something where you're trying to introduce the center and encourage people to come, this is a good little slideshow you can use. It just shows what we have. It will need to be updated though, because the book scanner we are replacing with a different flatbed book scanner. So we'll have to add a picture of that. And that's the media room. Okay, so then we just have information about the center, parking. Just to make a note, I don't know if you notice there is a no parking sign just right in front of the center. And I never understood why it was there, but then somebody told me, and it's actually because if cars are parked along the curb there, it blocks the people coming out of the driveway just east, and they're not able to see well to make their left-hand turn. So that's why we say no.
We had a lady, the lady that used to live right here next door,
Uh-huh.
almost died in a car accident because somebody parked out here on the street and she couldn't see around it.
Okay, so, yeah, try to encourage, if you notice, when you're sitting here and you look out the window, if you notice any patrons parked there, if you could ask them to move, that would be great. You can park in the parking lot across at Albion Middle, so encourage you to do that.
How about on the street across?
Across the
think,
street,
yeah. Across the street's fine, yeah, that's okay. It doesn't block,
it's just the way Newcastle curves right here, just the way the street curves right there, makes that a really difficult turn.
yes,
If
yes,
if they're parked on this side of the road.
okay, so yeah, just, we want to be safe. So I'm just kind of going through this, a lot of it is just stuff you can look at yourself, but it's, if you want to introduce people to the center, what do we have, what are in the rooms? This is a great page for all of this. If you know anyone that wants to volunteer and be a consultant here, they can email Janet or Carol. Also, if anybody wants to reserve the center, reserve a group in your ward, a youth group or adult group, we can do that in lots of different ways. One way is over here. Jackie Fryer, pretty much you want to get a hold of her. Her phone number's there. You can call her, text her, or just send her an email. And that's how you can do that. Okay, so I'm going to go to, so this is a contact us. I was just there. This is another place you can see contact Jackie Fryer. So yeah, depending on the size of your group, we'll just have to decide which room to use, and but all that is with Jackie. Leadership, this is just our board here, and I think I introduced most of the people here. We have Diane Cannon, she was newly called to be over youth and primary. So youth, I'll go into that later. And yes, our President Nielsen is actually pretty new, so we're so glad that he's here. And then we have media services. So this is really popular. A lot of people are coming in now to use the media services. We are able to convert different types of media to digital or to DVDs. We can do audio cassette tapes, VHS tapes, mini DVDs, pretty much everything. I mean, we can do a lot of things here. Dave is in charge of that, and we're grateful for that. VHS tapes, right now we are only doing to DVDs, right? But eventually
It will be changing. And
It will
we'll
be-
talk more about this on Thursday,
okay,
but I'm going to be introducing a new piece of equipment that we just purchased so that patrons can do their own VHS tapes that will and save them to MP4s. We just bought a new piece of equipment that we're going to be introducing to the center and leaving out in the office over here. If you guys remember where the big large format printer used to be back on the counter back there, I'm actually got a VHS, a VCR that I've got this new piece of hardware plugged into, so that the patron can convert their own VHS tapes all by themselves. So starting as of Thursday, we will no longer be accepting VHS tapes to convert in-house. We're gonna have them do their own. But we're gonna provide that piece of equipment so that they can do it here.
Are you gonna do like a sign up or anything so that people can sign up for times? Or
Depending on how busy it gets, we've talked about it.
how long does it take for one to, is that high speed or just normal?
It's just normal speed. The awesome thing about this new piece of equipment is it will allow you to stop and restart it. With the machine that we have now, one of the reasons it would take so long is because it would go real time and you couldn't stop it. If you stopped it, it would start over. With this new piece of equipment, you can stop and start it as many times as needed.
Are you gonna show that on?
Yeah, and I'll show that on Thursday.
okay.
And again, that will be recorded, and another goal of mine, although it's a long-term goal, is I'm going to be creating YouTube style tutorial videos on all of the machine, on all of the equipment here that will be saved on the respective computers. So that if you need a refresher on how that works, then there'll be a video right there that will be able to walk you through it. And we'll talk more about that on Thursday.
All right, thank you. So, yes, that'll be a new thing with the VHS tapes. I used to do them at my house. It was really an easy thing to do, but my software stopped working or my hardware. I'm not sure what stopped working, but I can't do that anymore. But yeah, you'll be able to do them yourselves here eventually. So Dave will talk more about that on Thursday. If you have any questions about how to, when people drop off their media, how to go about giving them to the tech people, this explains it a little bit here. There's a submission form and they're over there by the door. They look like this. So you just want them to fill this out, what kind of media they have, and you want to make sure that they have a thumb drive. If they don't have one, we sell them for $5 and they're just in that scanner room over there across from room 101. They're $5 and there's this little basket here that you'll see one of the cupboards in that room. That's, if you haven't seen these already. So the $5, you just take one of these. You're going to want to write down how many you took and the date and just how much money total. So we want to keep a log. And then there are envelopes there too. So you just want to put in the money and then just slide it under that staff media room. So that's how you do that.
Slide it under the door. That way it's because that door is locked and stays locked unless there's a media specialist here. It just seems like the safest place to leave it so that it's not just sitting out. So you just slide it under the door, and then when my techs have been, taught that they open the door. If there's envelopes on the floor, there's an actual lockbox in there that they can put the money in the lockbox.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. All right. And then when they're done, there's a bin just right outside the door that says completed submissions, and they'll just be there. So if people call and say, is my thing ready yet? If it's not in that box outside the door, then it's not ready yet. That means it's in the room and they're still working on it. Okay. So this is all about media services. And here's just more information about the specific ones that we do.
Also, sorry,
Yeah.
catch up again. If you look on there, there's a contact us web or email media@granitefhc.com.
This one?
That email address goes to me. I monitored that email address. So if there's anybody that has any questions about who to, what gets covered, what doesn't, you can have them send an email to that address, and then I will receive it. I'll be able to respond.
And you can also just use this one that I showed you too,
or the
contact us.
Either one.
Yeah.
We'll get to.
So if it's easier to remember this one, just use this one for everything. It'll eventually get to him.
Yes.
So, okay. Another thing I wanted to show you with the media services. Besides, so people wonder why come to the center? We have everything online. We can do so much online. So media services is one of the things, of course, but then also the computers, because we're connected with Family Search with the downtown center, we can have access to free websites that Family Search contracts with other companies, other Family Search companies, and they give us free access to, or even a free limited access to their websites. So here are the ones that are currently free that we can use at the centers. So only at the centers. We used to have newspapers.com. We don't anymore. We do have a newspaper archive, which is a big database as well. Paper Trail is a new one too. That one has Pioneer records. Irish Ancestors is kind of new too. And then you have the big ones like Find My Past and My Heritage, Ancestry, Institution version. those are ones that you can get for free anyway with your free access LDS account, church account. But if someone comes in that isn't a member of the church, they can just use those for free here at the center. So, and I will show you how to access those in a minute. Okay, so what else do we have? So we have our blog. I already talked about that. That's the tab that takes you right to that. Schedules, we have our building schedule. This is what Jackie does. You can see the calendar here and what wards or stakes are coming in to use the center. It gets pretty popular, especially at this time. So we have a lot of evenings booked. So you can kind of look ahead before you email Jackie. We also have a class schedule. And we do our Tuesday evening classes over Zoom pretty regularly. We're on a break right now, so we're not going to resume until September. But this is where you would access those classes. You would just click on the name of the class, and then the link would be provided here to join the Zoom class. So they're all online, they're all Zoom classes. And if you miss any, you can always go to the library of videos, which are here under resources, video tutorials, and go to all pre-recorded classes. Yes.
I want to mention too about the classes that we have a really wide range of instructors from all over the country, and a lot of our instructors also do classes for the BYU Family Search Library, which you'll see on there as well.
Yes, they have some really good instructors. Let me just go over to this next. Frequently asked questions. Check that out. Resources, we have the Family History Guide, great resource. We could teach many classes about that. Family history links. We're always updating, so if you check them out, there might be something new that you haven't seen before. Like I said, the videos and tutorials have all the past recorded classes. We don't have a way yet to actually search for maybe what you're looking for, but you could just, read them, and then there's 6 pages worth of classes. So just hit next and you can go one after another and see if there's anything. We've got everything from DNA to researching, different websites like ancestry.com, tips on how to organize your family history, just a lot of different things. And like Bob was saying, we have some really great teachers that teach a lot at the BYU Family History Library. So they are very great, worth listening to. Newsletters, these were, I guess we had a newsletter called Family Ties a little while ago. You can look at past issues. We don't have a newsletter now, but we have the blog. So that's kind of our thing now. And here's another way you can submit an article. And did I already mention I would love for you to submit an article? It's really fun to hear from everybody. Okay, library. This is a new tab. So this actually just got put in today. So Jeanette Hantla over here, she's a librarian, and she took all the books that were in that room back there and she cataloged them. So you can just go on this link and this will take you to all of the books that are there. So you can look through them. If there's anything that interests you, they are just back over there in the corner in that room with the book scanner. So thank you, Danette, for doing that. Yes. Okay, so we have a youth tab. We've just got games, activities, links. This is all youth stuff. Something I wanted to mention, Janet wanted me to share this about the youth. So the youth hours, they're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 3 to 5. And we have Diane Cannon has an assistant that she works with. Over on this side is where the youth go. And then we do have 3 to 5 PM consultants. So if anyone comes in, an adult that wants to come in and use the center at that time, that's fine. They would just come in this room 102 and we have consultant staff for them as well. So the youth hours, even though it says youth hours, it's not just for youth, adults can come as well. It's just that's when we have our youth time in the other room. Okay, consultants. So this is an important one for us. We've got the orientation guide. This was something Janet put together back in 2021. It's a really nicely put together. We have this orientation guide. You can read through that. Everything from dress code to food and kitchen, printing, all the basics, and history, center hours, all that. So check that out. And then we have the consultant portal. So consultant portal. I'm not going to share the password since we're recording this, and the access to it is not protected. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in. If you need to know the password, ask one of us or another consultant. Someone around you probably knows. So you enter the password, you go in, you have the consultant directory. I'm not going to click it just because it's got everyone's phone numbers and email addresses. So that's how you get to it. There's a list for substitutes. So if you need someone to fill in for your shift, you can go to that form or that doc. We have daily responsibilities. So this is what's on the back of your badge. So depending on what your shift is, these are your responsibilities. Just in addition to this, I would recommend when you come into your shift, just take a quick check in the bathrooms just to be sure things are okay. I've had a couple of times where the bathrooms weren't so great. So if every shift could just kind of do a quick check, you don't have to do a big cleanup, but maybe just a check for your shift, that would be great. All right. And we also have family history, skills, and language resources in the consultant portal. So this, once again, I don't want to go on it because everyone's information's on there, but when you click on that, you're going to want to just click on it and then look for things that you might want to learn about. Like if you're wanting DNA and a DNA expert, or someone who speaks Spanish, someone who can read German records, this is where we've listed like the experts on particular things. And if you have a skill that you can share, please let us know and we can add you on there as well. So you speak a different language, or just if you're just like an expert at any particular website or area of research, we would love to know. Okay.
We do use the term expert loosely. So don't feel like you have to be the professional expert.
Yes.
Anybody that's above my level in language would be considered an expert. My language is another story.
All right. Yeah. So just let us know. We would love your help. Consulting training. This is where you're going to see this training here today. So all the trainings we do will be posted on this tab right here. So you'll get to watch them. Okay, so that pretty much covers the website. We have our center hours here. Everything along the right side will give you a lot of information that are on the tabs as well. So we've got holiday closures, subscribe to blogs, submit article. These will take you to every blog has a category. They're categorized by topic. So if you want to find a blog article That's just about children. If you click on that, you'll get to all the blog articles that have been tagged with children. Okay. All right, so I think that's it for the website. Let me just see what else she wanted me to cover here. Summer vacations. We want, make sure we're all talking to each other in our shift. Everybody knows who's going when. And I think most shifts have enough consultants where you might not even need a substitute, but you never know. It might be a holiday week where everyone's going. So you want to talk to each other and use that substitute page too to find people to cover for you. Yeah, I think we got that. Oh, the family search support number. So we have it right here. If anybody needs help, like they can't sign in, if it's something like beyond your capacity to help, this phone number here, you will talk to someone, it's family search support who can help you. And if you need to access that, if you're at home and you want to access that phone number, you can do it from Family Search. So you would just go to this question mark here for help. And then you're just going to go to contact us. And wherever you are, you will click on that. And then there's that same phone number. So if you're home and want to access that help, that's how you get to that. Okay. With the scanners, Dave's going to talk more about it on Thursday, but Janet wanted to make sure that everyone knew we do have that login book. So if people are scanning pictures or, doing the flatbed scanners, you want to make sure they put their name and how many pictures they've scanned. So it's helpful for us to keep track of that. Also, it helps if anyone leaves anything behind, like pictures or thumb drives or anything. The worst is you go home, you've scanned 120 pictures, you go home and you've left the thumb drive, or maybe you've left all your pictures, so, and you might not even think about it until way later, so this way we can call you.
Hold on, this is what the book looks like, the login and if, and it actually put how many pictures they scanned. If somebody comes in with a shoebox full of stuff, we're not expecting them to have it down to the number. They don't have to,
They didn't say 75.
so, yeah.
Right.
Rough guess is good. Yeah,
2 shoeboxes.
A rough estimate is close. It doesn't have to be exact to the number.
Mainly we just want to know, okay, who was here? So if someone's left something behind, we can contact you. So
There are pictures left behind.
yes, we have a lot of pictures left behind. So anyone watching this, anyone here, if you might not realize you might be missing something. Check that drawer, that lost and found drawer. There's a lot in there. So, okay, thank you. And then lastly, for this part of the presentation, if you're going to be teaching and using the microphone, this whole setup presentation for a group, like in your ward or something, just so you know, everything here is just all set and ready to go. So you don't need to change anything with the AV. We would prefer you not change anything with it. It's set up to work here and also in this room as well, this other room. So if you want to do something like that, you can always call Dave or any of us. We can help you to know how to do it, to know how to present if you want to do that. All right, so now we are going to go over what's on the computer. So first, the desktop. This looks a little different than what you have on your computers. This whole part down here, we just need the text need for this computer, but these ones up here are what you have on yours. So recycle bin, obviously what that is. Google Chrome, this is where we're gonna have all our bookmarks and everything. So we do have Firefox, we do have Edge down here. But we ask that you use Google Chrome because that's where all our bookmarks and everything is. That's where it's much easier to use that. We also have LibreOffice. So this is for like your Word documents.
It's basically a freeware version of Microsoft Word.
Yeah, free version of Microsoft
That's
Word.
all.
Yeah. So you can open, if you have something in a Microsoft Word doc format, you can open up in the LibreOffice. You can use that. Okay, so we're going to open up Chrome. That's how we get into our.
I want to add, if you're working with somebody that is dead set on using Edge or using Firefox, it's okay. It's not going to hurt anything if they want to use that. That's fine. It just won't have the bookmarks and the tabs that Chrome does, and it's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah.
If that's what they want to use, then that's totally fine.
So yes, it's fine to use Firefox or Edge. But yes, Chrome will give you the bookmarks and the extensions up here, which we'll go over in a minute as well. Also, these extensions down, or these icons down here, I'll go over those last. So let's just go over here. We're on Chrome and we've got our bookmarks. So some of these are just pretty obvious: family search, family history guide. Okay, so FHC portal. So this is what I was talking about before, those websites that we can use at the Family Center, Family Search Centers for free here. This is how you would get in. This is one way to get into that. So you click on it. So you can't just type in ancestry.com or newspaper archives. Like, you have to go through the portal in order to access the free subscriptions. So when you click on portal, you get to here and you just want to go to view all sites. And this gives you the list of all the sites we have, and then the link there to take you to the sites. British newspapers, obviously, are British newspapers. This one is American Civil War records, documents, different historical United States documents. American Ancestors. I think that has a lot of New England records. Ancestry Institution. So ancestry.com. Like I said, if you have the free church account, you're going to want to use that, because anytime you find records, you're going to want to pull them into your individual tree. Ancestry Institution is only going to give you free access to the records, but not to your tree. So if you have the free account, use that. But if someone comes into the center who's not a member of the church, they can use this Ancestry Institution just to see the records, but you can actually put a tree on there. Archive Digital, Swedish records. Famnet is New Zealand. Find My Past has a lot of United Kingdom. Fold 3, we have military records, US and throughout the world. GenieNet, I believe, is based in France. We've got Belgium, Netherlands, Irish, pretty obvious. MyHeritage. Same thing. You want to, if you have your free MyHeritage account, you're going to want to use that. But then someone who's not a member of the church can use a free library edition here at the center. We've got newspaper archives, paper trail, pioneer ancestors. Pazilla is a great tool if you haven't ever used that. You can actually get a free subscription, but when you, it's just a basic subscription. But when you're at the center, you can use the premium subscription that you normally have to pay for. You can use that here, and that gives you a lot more features. Helps you to kind of see your family search family tree in a different way and be able to find things on the tree more easily. That's a whole nother class, but that's a good website. So that is the portal. So like I said, right here is where you would access the portal. There is another way to access it, which I'm going to show you, because eventually that might be the only way to access it.
It's still up in the air.
It's still up in the air, but so I'm just going to show you both ways. So you either click on this, or we're going to go over here to this extension, which is
The little green dot.
the green dot. right on the upper right there, and it'll say Family Search Center Premium Content. So you click on that. And then you click on View Sites. And it's just going to take you to that same page. So that one takes you right to this page. The other one takes you to this page, which then you click on this and get to that same page. Okay, we have Relative Finder.
I share another look on that. Green dot. You don't know if Pews have a green dot.
Does not everyone have a green
They all
dot?
have the green dot, but they're not all green,
They're not all green. Okay.
which is weird because they're supposed to be all green, but
Okay.
they're not all green.
So what color are they?
It's they're grayed out.
Oh, it's just grayed out.
It's grayed out. It's either green or gray.
Green or gray.
David.
Yeah.
So when you click on it, yeah, it'll turn green when you click.
It's a security issue or that Family Search built into the extension. Green is the extension needs to be turned on or activated when the computer is on. It doesn't activate automatically. And so when it's grayed out, it just means the extension isn't active. And as soon as you click on it, give it a few seconds, it'll turn green and then it's fine.
Sorry to be misleading.
That's Another little tidbit of information I'm gonna teach you guys. Family Search has just announced that you can download this extension on your computer, on your laptop at home. And if you're connected to any Leahona network, you can access the premium sites on your home laptop, as long as you're connected to a Leahona network. So you have to be at a church, but you can do it on your own laptop as long as you're connected to the Leahona network. You can use that extension to get to the premium sites.
As of now, or?
As of now.
Okay.
It's
that's great.
live, right? It's live now.
That's great. Okay. All right. So I'm here on Relative Finder. I think a lot of you are familiar with that. Sign in with Family Search. That was one we thought was a popular website we wanted to have access to on the Bookmarks bar. Record Seek, if you're not familiar with that. It's a way to take a website that you're on, and like aside from Family Search or Ancestry, and you are able to create a source to add to Family Search or Ancestry. So depending on which one you want to add the source to, you would click on the button and it will take the website that you're on and it'll just put it in a format to be entered as a source into your Family Search or Ancestry account. Okay, and we have indexing, and then we have our top 3 sites besides Family Search. We have Ancestry, Find My Past, My Heritage. Those are the ones that you get for free. They're the biggest sites that you get for free with your church account. So if you don't already have a free access to one of those sites, you'll want to go to this link here. So this is the Family Search Partner Access link. Click on that. And you'll see all of the sites that you can get for free. So these are the top big ones here, these 3, but then we also have these other ones you can join for free as well. So what you do is you click on it, and if you already have an Ancestry account or Find My Past account, it will just link it to the account you already have, and then it'll give you that free church account access. If you don't have an account, then you'll just have to create a username and password, and it will be a church account. Yeah. Right here, FS Partner Access. That will take you right to this.
The bookmarks up there with Ancestry, Find My Past, and Heritage, they're just the straight up ancestry.com.
Yeah. So if you have your free, once you have your free account, you can click on one of these tabs. You sign in with the username and password, which you want to make different than Family Search. You don't want that to be the same username and password. You'll sign into that and then you'll have access to your free account. So, and again, the additional websites, like I talked about before, we would love to see this grow. So if you have any suggestions, please use that contact form and let us know. Do you want me to go over all the extensions or do we need
I'll
to
throw
know?
that out to the group. Is the group interested in learning about what the extensions are and what they do?
What are extensions?
So the extensions are sometimes a different way to get into something that you can already do, like record seek here, this extension. This is just letting you know I've opened it up. Now it has access to the site. So you don't really have to click on it. You can just click on it here to use it. This one is search. See, I'm not really too familiar with these. I don't know if we really need
A lot
to.
of
use
the ones you're looking at
Uh-huh.
are different from the ones that are on these machines, because we have.
Oh, okay. So they're different. Okay. Yeah, and some of these we're actually getting rid of, but mainly the ones you want to look at here at like this premium site one.
What that one does is, it's kind of like, what the extension does is it is what the church uses to authenticate that computer is actually at a family history center or family search center. So if by that green dot being green, it means the church has validated that machine as at the family search center, and the church will then allow it access to the premium sites. And so that's kind of what extensions do, is they're kind of the gatekeeper for on a computer level. They're kind of the gatekeeper on whether that computer can have access to that website or not.
Okay, so I mean, really what you need to know is this is another way to get to the portal. And this one here, so do you guys have Google Translate on yours? Okay, Google Translate's great because you can click on it, you can type in a word, or you can translate a whole page by clicking on this. So if you're on a page that has French, whatever, another language, you can translate the whole page that way.
Worked with a gentleman, a couple of weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize this was up here, so I said, we just have to go to Google search and you can put your English word in and then it'll give you the Norwegian.
Yeah.
So I don't have any Norwegian in. So I just showed him, but this is great.
Yeah.
That's cool, right?
Yeah, it's a great extension to have.
And it does the same thing.
Yeah.
It uses the same computer algorithm translate
Okay.
thing, but it's quicker to get to
Good.
through that than try to go to Google and then have to type it.
Well, yeah,
Do
because
it.
that's what I had to do with it, because I didn't realize this was.
Yeah. I love how you can do the whole page. I mean, that's really nice. So yeah, I would say those two are probably the ones that you want to be aware of. But maybe not worry about the others. Okay, all right, so now real quick, I'm just gonna go over what's down here. Once again, like these ones, you're not gonna see on your computers. So it's just, we've got file folder. That's how you would access files on the computer. We've got another Chrome button. We have a snipping tool. So this is a nice feature. If you haven't used this before, this is really great. If you want to like print out just a portion, it's just right on the bottom here, the little scissors right here. So if you have a record, like a census record or any kind of record, and you just want to print out a portion of it, you don't want to print out the whole thing, and you want it zoomed in, this will just snip that part of the record and you can print it right from there. So I'm going to demonstrate this. So I'm going to go, where is my other Chrome? Oops. Okay, so here is a record. This is one of my ancestors is in this record. This is the family here, the Levy family. So if I just want to print out this and I want to blow it up, just this section, I'm gonna go to the little snippet tool on the bottom here. And I click on it. And I'm gonna click on new. Okay, so you can see everything kind of just sort of fades a little. That's when you know, okay, now I can crop it. So you're just gonna like go to one of the corners here. And you're just gonna click it and you drag it. So don't let go until you get it all. And you can see it's a little crooked, so I would want to start over. But let's say this is good. I let go and then it just crops it like that. And then from here, I can go up to File and Print. And then I can print this. And when it prints, it's nice. It's very clear. It looks really good. So if you ever need to just blow up a piece of a record and print it, this is the way to do it. So, last little feature we have is a calculator. Sometimes you might need a calculator. You know, when you're estimating people's ages and things like that. Yes, Carol.
Okay, so the thing is snip.
Yes.
You add it as a source.
Yeah, you can save it as a file. Okay, let me try to do that. All right, so I'm on my image. I'm going to click on snip. And I'm going to click on new. And everything fades, so I'm ready to go. I'm going to go a little higher this time so I can capture everything. Still cutting off a little. Okay, so now I've made my little snip. I can go to File and I can go to Save As. So it's going to save it as a JPEG. And then from there you can put that on your family search as a source. Yeah, or media memories. Okay, I've gone over all of the buttons and icons. Are there any questions, or is there anything I missed? Anything that's on your computer that you're not sure about? Or any questions about anything? Yes.
I was just fiddling around with it and I noticed that Mozilla will not allow you to use it unless you log into Family Search. So does that mean a non-member cannot use that?
Well, you can use Family Search if you're a non-member. So
Well, but they have to log in.
you just have to have a Family Search account. Yeah.
Picture your family that's in Family Search and use it as a search engine. So you have to have your data.
But you have to have Family Search.
You have to have a
The only
Family
one that
Search
I've seen.
account.
Yeah. So it's called a third-party Family Search website. So you actually, the website is a tool for your tree on Family Search. And so there are multiple websites that they use the Family Search tree this way. Actually, all those BYU Family History Library games, I don't know if you've seen like the Jeopardy and all these, they use your Family Search family tree for that. So you do log into your Family Search family tree, and then it lets you use the tool. So yeah, thanks for sharing. Not everyone has it, yeah. So
Online and whatever, and some of them don't, and then they don't have access to ancestry. I mean, they don't have access, free access.
yeah, right.
You have to have a church account to do the.
No, I know
the
that.
family.
But you do have to be in some one.
To give Family Search, yeah. All right, thank you. Did you want to say something, Bob?
Yeah, there's a tutorial on all of that, develop the family history guide. So just go on the guide and in the search bar, just type in Brazilla and it'll take you to it.
Okay, so this is how you get to Fazilla. Where's the little search bar? Let me refresh that.
Oh,
Oh, I think it's like right there, but it's like you can't see it. There it is. Okay, so you just do Fazilla. And then you just click on it. Okay, so this is how you get a little tutorial on Fazilla. It's a really great site. I used to teach classes on this. It's really nice. Oh, thank you. Any other questions?
But I have a little clue.
Yeah.
For the phone number, the downtown phone number.
Yeah.
All you have to remember is that the area code is 866. And the other one is April 6, 1830. 406.
Oh, I didn't
So
know
once you
that.
remember the 866.
I did not
People think I'm
know
really smart
that.
'cause I can start off that whole phone number.
They did that on purpose.
So they make you look really smart.
Wow, I did not notice that.
And actually, and if you do have to call them, I mean, the missionaries that answer the phone are great. They're really easy to talk to. Unfortunately, you do have to go through a phone tree to get to them. So when you first answer, a computer will come on and say, "Hi, thank you for calling Family Search. You know, these are our hours, blah, blah, blah." For support, for account support, press 1. For this support, press 2. It goes through options. Most of the time, I'm gonna say 90% of the time, the options that you're gonna need are either option 1 or option 2. But I mean, you have to be a little patient to get through the phone tree, but once you get to, they do have real people that you can talk to, and they are very helpful.
Oh, great. All right, any other questions? Well, hopefully this gives you a little bit of what's on our computers. Before this, things were kind of a little different on each computer and some things were out of date. So this is really nice. Dave's just been able to kind of get everything up to date. Very simple, same thing on every computer. And yes, if you have more questions, let me know. Or you can rewatch this video if you forgot anything. And we're going to end with President Nielsen. Just want to share something. Let's turn the time to him.
Thank you. I'm not to be anywhere specific or my.
I think that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Christy for giving us that. I feel like I'm at a huge disadvantage as I look out over our list of consultants. I feel like I'm the low man on totem pole as far as what I know and the abilities I have. So I really appreciate Christy going over that for us. And I appreciate each one of you just being here. And it's amazing to me that we have as many people as we do that have a love for this work and a passion for this work. And you guys come and donate your time and talents and are willing to help others. And I think that it just touches me, man. It just it's very touching to me and very powerful that you guys will take time of your life away from your families, away from your lives to do this. And so I thank you for that. I told my own family that there's a few things you can really do in life that have eternal consequences. And there are a few things you can do that have eternal consequences. But this work really has eternal consequences. And I think we're so fortunate to be able to be involved in it. It's a small part of our day, perhaps, but the biggest parts of our day probably don't really have a lot to do with eternal consequences. Sure, the choices we make will have eternal consequences, but the things that you're doing has eternal consequences, not only for yourself, but for those that you were helping. I love the last conference, Sister Corden, President Corden, our Denver Young Women's President, said, "We live in a fallen world with distractions, coaching our eyes and hearts downward instead of heavenward." And she encouraged us to seek a daily witness of Christ in our lives. And then she concluded by saying, often the adversary creates so much noise that it can be difficult to hear the Lord's voice. And I'm sure that you would echo my thoughts and my feelings when I come here. It's so easy to feel our Father in Heaven's Spirit. It's so easy to feel the power of this work and strengthens my testimony that this is a place. We are blessed. We are fortunate to have this resource this close to us and this accessible. And not only to us, but for all of our patrons who come and their lives are blessed and those that we seek out and gather and bless. To me, it's amazing that we have this resource this close. One of my favorite scriptures, I won't read it to you, but I'll tell you the gist of it. It's in John, it's the end of John, when the Savior has been crucified and his disciples are lost. And so what do? They go back to what they're used to doing. They're fishermen. So they go back to go fishing. And the Savior comes to him and says, well, how was your night? And they said, not worth a darn. We didn't catch a thing. And he said, cast your nets on the right side of the boat. And they cast their nets on the right side of the boat. And then we all know the story. They couldn't even bring the nets in. And to me, that's been a vivid reminder to me to always include our Father in heaven in the things we do. I think it's so easy to get caught up on doing good things, coming to the center, putting our time in. So thinking we're doing everything we can, talking to patrons, talking to family, talking to ward members, talking to neighbors, talking to members, talking to non-members. We're doing it all. We're anxiously engaged. It's wonderful. But we've lost sight of one thing. Did we include our Father in heaven? Did we pray for his guidance? You know, I think that, I know that in my own life, I have seen over and over and over again. When I ask for guidance, when I include my Father in heaven in the decisions I have to make, the choices I have to make, the things to do, the things I have to do, even, you know, this, everything that we do, if we can involve the Savior, I think we'll just be that much further ahead. We'll be that much more successful. And I look at this center and I think if we come to this center after asking our Father in heaven, what can I do? He knows what's going to happen. He knows who you're going to encounter that day. And if you take the time to tie him in to your shift, to your conversations, I think that they will go so much more, they will go so much further. And the power of this work will expand. We all know President Nelson's take on family history. I love President Nelson says, this is his work. Oh, I'm sorry. He says, we are in a unique position to gather Israel on both sides of the veil as never before under the Father's plan. If that doesn't show us the significance of this work, then I don't get it. We have our current modern day prophet saying we have a chance now as never before. I just think that's so exciting. And I look out over this group and realize that you are the people who are making it happen. And for that, I extend my sincere thanks, my gratitude, my appreciation. I want you to know that I love the Lord. I love to be engaged in his work. I have a testimony that God lives. This is his work. We are his instruments, and he will be our partner to the extent that we invite him. And I leave you that in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.